phones now. And some of them kids had their phone now, and the teacher just a laid-back teacher, but see, I didn't have him before, and I told him, I said, man, y'all just don't know him. I said, this man is smiling in your face but flunk you at the same time. And I said, yeah, I said, don't you take him lightly. So you know, when it was test time, some of them was in the back and they was on their phone. I wasn't looking back there, but I'm observing even when I'm taking tests, because you ought to know what your surroundings are. So I'm always leery of my surroundings, you know. And so one of them was there trying to cheat, and the teacher got up and said, hey, if you don't put that thing up, I'm going to flunk you. And so what the teacher did, he exposed him, put him on the spot. Not to hurt him, but to help him. To tell him, use your own intellect of what you done studied to do the best you can on the test. And that's what God does sometimes. He will expose us so we can do the best that we can of what we didn't heard. Of what we have learned and what we have studied. Now y'all ain't got that. See, you hear the word Sunday after Sunday. You hear it taught, you hear it preached, but God would allow you to get into some situations to see if you're going to apply that word to your life. And if you do not and try to do it your own way, sometimes he will expose you right before those people you saying that you've been born again. He'll expose you. Look at somebody and say, he'll expose you. Now, tell me, it don't feel good when he expose you, but he'll expose you. Amen. Say, but you might as well say amen when he expose you. He's not exposing you to hurt you. He's exposing you to help you. You got to get back on the right road. So you can head in the right direction. Yeah. So if you look at this, so in chapter 2, Paul exposed the wrong reasons for self-denial. But then you turn around in chapter 3, he explained true Christian behavior. And he said it is putting on the new nature by accepting death. In other words, what Paul is saying, God wants us to put on the new nature by accepting death. We got to die to our own desires. We got to desire to our own habits. We got to die to our own wants. Come on, y'all gonna walk with me here now? See, God gonna want us to die to selfishness. And then to put on the new nature of being concerned about somebody else. Because the old nature is about I, but the new nature is about others. You pray for your enemies. Pray for them that despitefully use you. God wants you to be concerned about somebody else. What can you do or what can you say to draw them closer to God? How can you live that they can see God living in you instead of you just saying, I don't care. If they want Jesus, they better get them by themselves. But Jesus is saying you got to put on the new nature, and you just can't talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk. Get away from the traditions of the way you used to do that. And let me tell you, one of the hardest things for us to do is to get away from traditions. Something that somebody done taught you, that is in your mind. You know what? I went round and round, didn't go round and round, but it's still with me. I'm just saying, Lord, change my mind. See, because it was told to me years ago. I tell you, I ain't no great mechanic, but I'll try anything. And the mechanic told me it's certain kind of transmission fluid go in each car. He said one have on there F for Fords, C for Chevys, and A for Lexus, and all of that stuff. And that been in my mind. So my son was doing the transmission. I said, boy, you going and buy all of that kind of transmission. I said, it's just one for Chevys, and you need to go back and take that back and get the one for Chevys. He said, no, Daddy. He said, that's not so. And I said, boy, you can't tell me. They told me that years ago. So I got AutoZone right in my speed dial. I called AutoZone. I said, look here. I said, man, is there a certain type of transmission fluid for